What's up guys, Tyray521 back for another LEGO set review for you, and today this is of set 75810 called the Upside Down, of course the Stranger Things set that just came out a few months ago. Recommend ages 16 plus, 2,287 pieces, and retails for $200. I know I said a few years ago, I think it was back in 2017, that I was done buying LEGO sets. I think the last one I bought was the Assault on Scarif, the beach set from Rogue One, and from that point on, there's been no LEGO sets that have truly interested me to the point where I wanted to buy them. There's a few here and there that have come out, like the old fishing store I considered buying, and I still do kind of want to buy it, even though it's not on the market anymore. I might find it on Bricklink or something. There's a few sets here and there that have piqued my interest, but for the most part, everything Star Wars that's come out has just been very lackluster to me. Some of the idea stuff looks cool, but none of it has really pulled me in. But you guys probably know I did a mock a few years ago, an upside down mock, and then I did a figure of 11. Stranger Things is one of my favorite shows on TV currently. It's one of my favorite shows of all time, and I think it's actually it's probably tied right now with Fargo and Better Call Saul as my 3 favorite TV shows on the air anymore. Yeah, notice I didn't say Walking Dead anymore. But yeah, I cannot wait for Season 3. In fact, at the time you guys are watching this, it'll probably already be out. I intend to upload this the 4th of July when the new season will be out. I've had this set since my, actually, funny enough, I was already planning on going to the store and buying it the weekend it came out, or the week it came out, and then I went there that following Saturday, and it was like 6 days away from my birthday, May 21st. And I told my dad, it'd be a cool birthday gift, I know, but I just want to relive that experience of going to the store and picking up a new LEGO set again, because I haven't had the chance to experience that for 2 years. So my dad, being really awesome, actually ended up paying for it anyway, because he's like, well, it's your birthday, it's pretty much your birthday anyway, I'll just pay for it. So, shout out to him, he saved me $200. But, yeah, this was the set that finally pulled me back into LEGO. I might get the Jurassic Park gate set that recently came out. I'm not entirely sure about that yet. But I'm super happy to I'll maybe bring you a review of that one if I get it. But for right now, I'm super happy to bring you guys a review of this incredible new set. I just finished building it the other night. I wanted to get a new video out in time for Season 3, and I figured no better video to do than to do my, my showcase or my review of this set. So, let's get started. As you can see, there is the box right here, the front of the box. I love that color scheme. I just think that is so beautiful, the red and then the blue. And then if we turn it around and kind of come over to the camera, come over to the box, you can see we've got all the set details on there. We've got the figures and everything. We've got showcasing Hopper's car, the inside of the set. And man, just such a cool display model. I cannot wait to put this thing with the rest of the collection. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started with the set itself. Really quickly, I think it's also just worth noting just how cool these instructions are. You can see they've got the whole classified, thing on them. They've got oh, there's an extra piece there. They've got this very secretive look, and even these ones have the vines, for the upside down section of the set. And if we I don't know if there's any I can just find right off the bat, but like throughout the building process, there are some cool little facts and tidbits about the show. Like one of them says that the look of the buyer's house is meant to kind of be like a reference to Evil Dead, or how Eleven's costume and the dress is meant to replicate, that famous scene from E.T. where they dress him up. Like here's one of them right there. Yeah, see, the vehicles were inspired by, of course, the vehicles in Amity and Jaws. So just lots of cool little tidbits. And then at the front of the instruction manual, they also give you these cool little character profiles. They're in a lot of different languages, so I'm not sure if these are the English ones or what, but yeah, and they kind of give you like an overview of the series and how it came to be. So just really cool, nice cool details in here. They do a couple of those in the upside down instructions too. So really love that. I love when they put all that extra information in those instructions. And then we've also got some neat little extra pieces in here as well. We've got a couple of these pieces that are used for vines. We've got like, what, two of those. We've got extra pieces enough to build a replica of the flashlight that I believe Lucas is holding. Maybe Mike. Let's see. We've got an extra Demogorgon claw right here. It's kind of upside down. You can see it though. A bucket handle that's used to create the bear trap. An extra version of Lucas's wrist rocket. Extra gold bar. I'm trying to remember where that gold bar piece goes. I actually can't remember at the moment. Yeah, I'm looking at the box. I don't remember. Oh, that might be. I think that's in. I think that's in Will's room. I think that's used to make the lamp or whatever. And then some extra whip pieces, which you could just throw around the set for like extra vines and whatnot in the upside down portion. And of course, a standard brick separator. But lots of nice, useful extra pieces in this set. Really like them, especially those whips and the gold bar and the demagogue and Wolverine claw. So yeah, let's get started with the minifigures now. First figure we have here is Mike Wheeler, of course. I would say our quote-unquote protagonist of the series. It's more of an ensemble piece, but he's more or less always kind of been the central kid character in the show. But as you can see, he's wearing this cool outfit he has a lot in Season 1, this like tan jacket, and then of course a standard button-up shirt. If we kind of zoom in on the torso, you can get a better look at that. I'm trying a different method of showcasing figures than when I used to do set reviews, because I think I can maybe get a clearer look at them this way. Of course, he's got the new mid-legs in dark green. His face, I think his face is alright. At least I think this one's fine. The other one I don't think captures his likeness very well, but I think this one at least looks good. And then, of course, the hair, the hair could have maybe been a new print or a new mold, but I think it's fine for what it is. He's got a standard flashlight, which is just, a lightsaber piece and then a stud, same way they've been making flashlights for years. Good back printing. If I turn the head around, yeah, not super crazy about that face. I don't think it captures its likeness very well. Use that voice crack. But it's alright. It's not terrible. I just don't think I'll probably never display with that face is what I'm trying to say. And then of course a walkie-talkie piece, very standard. We have those before. So yeah, there is Mike Wheeler. I think they did a pretty good job with this figure overall. He's not one of my favorites of the set, but he's also not bad by any means. Next up we have Lucas Sinclair, of course. I really like the look of this figure. I love that jacket. I love that red jacket look. Of course, he's got his slingshot, his wrist rocket, and this other cool little flashlight design. I think that's a flashlight. He's got the mid-legs in brown. That's a really cool piece. I think they introduced that with the new Harry Potter stuff last year, if I'm not mistaken. That face, I think, works really well for him. And I at first, when I first saw the pictures, I didn't like the idea or the use of that bandana piece for the head, because while I think the bandana is really cool, I thought, oh, the hair doesn't have any texture, it looks kind of weird. Having it in person now, I think it definitely is a lot better. I still don't like that there's no texture on the hair, and that's just very flat. But I can roll with it, because I just think the print on the bandana is super accurate, and it looks really good. So we turn him around, of course. I've got the bandana kind of sitting at a slant. I don't know if this tail is supposed to be hanging at the very back, but if that were the case, his eyes would be being covered up a little bit, so I kind of moved it to the side so I could have I moved it to the portion of his head where the most of his facial details would be exposed, so that's why this kind of hanging off to the side like that. And then of course the back of the torso print is very good as well, so really like the look of this figure. There is Lucas. Next up, of course, we have Dustin. I apologize if I forget some of the characters' last names, but yeah, I cannot seem to remember Dustin's last name right now. Let's see, he's also got the mid-legs, of course. He's got them in like a dark tan. He's got this cool torso with this this animal pattern that he was wearing in the first season, and this cool blue jacket. If anybody remembers, in season 2 he wore a sweatshirt with like a brontosaurus skeleton on it that said Science Museum of Minnesota. Well, I'm from Minnesota, and I've been to the Science Museum before, and after Season 2 came out, everybody at my school was wearing them. They must have put them back into production because of the popularity of Stranger Things or something, but I don't know, it was really funny. Everybody was wearing them after that episode, or after that season came out. This new hair mold we have on Dustin is just perfect. Well, here, let's move it back. There we go. Yeah, so here there we go. So yeah, this new hair hat mold is just super great on him. See if I can get us to focus on that. Just really, really love the look of that. You can see the back of his torso print looks really great as well. If you take a look at his alternate face, that looks great. And the front one also is fantastic. They just did a really great job capturing the likeness on him. He's also got a walkie-talkie, and then he's got this cool compass print for... I actually kind of forgot about this, because when I was building the set originally, I was like, why does he have a compass? And as I was building the set, I was rewatching through the show, and then I remembered, oh, that's right, they used the compasses to find Hawkins' lab in Season 1, so I totally forgot about that. There is Dustin. Next up, we've got my girl, 11. Seriously, one of the most badass and awesome characters in media right now. I just love her. She's so cool. Let's see. We've got a really cool face print for her. I really like the look of it. It's just she looks very stern, very angry. And she doesn't have an alternate head because she doesn't really have many expressions. You know, she's very much a damaged character, so obviously she's not going to have like much of a smiling face. At least in Season 1. You know, Season 2 she opens up a little bit, but I think this hair represents the wig that they put on her very well, although I do wish we got the Draco Malfoy hair in dark brown to swap it out with, so we could have her with the buzz cut, kind of short hair look that she has. I said she doesn't have an alternate face, but I can just kind of show you just to prove it. There's the back of the torso print. I really like the use of the fabric piece for the dress. That looks really good, and the front of the torso is just awesome as well. She's got white mid-legs and then this little waffle piece. So yeah, really like 11. I've always had a problem with these dress pieces and how they kind of look when you put them on, how they're kind of, I don't know, something about it just looks awkward. I wish they would get those to fit better. But not really much of an issue. I mean, that's just a problem with the fabric itself and not with the figure at all. Let's see, so we've got the 4 figures on the display stand down. Let's go on to Will now, because we're showcasing the kids right now, so I might as well just do Will next. Really love the print he's got for that torso right there. Let me see if I can focus in on that. That's just really cool. Very 80s, very colorful. He's got these this like very light blue color for the mid legs there. Set is a really good place to get mid legs. You've got 5 of them in the set, so really nice for those. The face I think looks just like him. I think they did a really great job capturing the likeness, and that bowl cut is perfect. I can see people using that on Beatles figures in the future. It's just a very good representation of his haircut in the show. Turn him around. There's the back head. See, he's got some more sunken eyes and a bit of a more scared expression. And then he's got the back of his pattern, or the back of his torso pattern right there. This is kind of his upside down face, I would say. But yeah, just overall, really great job on this figure as well. Whoops. There we go. So, like all the other figures, yeah, just really like the look of him. So there is, of course, Will Byers. Have you seen Will Byers? Next up, we'll do Joyce, of course. Here, I'll zoom out a little bit because it's a bit of a taller figure. We're on to the figures with regular size legs now. Really like the print for that torso. I think that looks perfect with the shirt and then the jacket and everything. I think the face is alright, although it's definitely my least favorite part of the figure. Oops, losing focus. It's definitely my least favorite part of the figure. I just don't know if it matches Winona Ryder's look extremely well. I feel like maybe, you know, there's another face out there that can maybe get the job done a little bit better. But overall, I think it's fine. The haircut maybe is a little too poofy, but also at the same time, I think it works just fine. It does very much so match the look, the overall look of it, even if it is a little too big. She's got, of course, the drawing that Will does in, I think, Season 1 in the flashback, when he's drawing the wizard, and she said the fireballs look like cabbages. She's got this flashlight, of course, which, as I showed you in the extra pieces, you have enough pieces to build a spare of. You see the back of the torso print looks very good on her, as well as the back head. Once again, I mean, the head's fine. It's nothing terribly inaccurate or bad. I just don't think it perfectly matches the look of her, but overall, I think it works just fine. So there is Joyce. Next up, we'll do Hopper, and then we've just got the Demogorgon after him. Hopper's one of those figures where I feel like he's fine, but I also think he could have been better. You know, leg printing could have gotten, but I don't really mind. Arm printing could have been fine. I don't mind that. I think the torso's just fine. I just think where they kind of dropped the ball a little bit is not necessarily with the head, but maybe just with the fact that they didn't make a hat-hair combo like a lot of people wanted. I'm a little bit bummed out about that. I I feel like you know, like Lego already has the bowl cut piece that they use like on Ron Weasley and whatnot. I feel like I would have rather them give us that for Will if it meant that we would have gotten exclusive mold for Hopper, because I feel like that piece would have worked just fine for Will, whereas this just kind of leaves the Hopper figure looking a little blank, a little inaccurate. It's not a big deal. I feel like they at least maybe could have included an extra hairpiece for him, but it's no biggie. You know, there's tons of customizers out there who I'm sure can make one and make it look just fine. But I think this works at least. At least the facial detail I think looks pretty good. I know Jang Brick said in his review that he doesn't really like the look of it very much, but I think it looks just fine. If we turn him around, you can see no back head, because obviously he's got the hat. We've got some nice torso print, or some nice print on the back of the torso, just a belt and some wrinkles, nothing too special. And then, of course, he's got his coffee mug. So, overall, yeah, Hopper could have been a better figure, but I think overall he looks just fine. You know, there's nothing really wrong with him. And then finally, we've got the one of the best parts of this entire set. We've got this beautiful, beautiful Demogorgon figure. Just lots of really cool print all around him. I love that torso print. I love the use of the fawn legs from one of the minifigure series. We've got these Wolverine claws on him to make him look, you know, to create those like long like finger claw things he had. This incredible mold for his flower headpiece is just so beautiful. Look at that thing. And the print for the teeth and everything is just magnificent. I love it. And then of course you see the back of the legs and the back of the torso print. And then if I take the head off, he's also got the flower, the little closed flower look printed onto the head underneath. So it's just a very cool print. It's just such an amazing figure overall. It's just so beautiful. Oh, he's sitting at a slant. That's why I was like, why does it look slanted in the camera? But yeah, the entire minifigure selection in this set is just absolutely beautiful. I really love it. This Demogorgon is like the crowning jewel of it all, but every figure is just really great. Minus a couple of the head prints for like Joyce and Will, and maybe the inclusion of an extra hairpiece for Hopper and 11. I really don't see much else that they could have improved. Although we really should have gotten Steve, Jonathan, and Nancy in this set, considering this is probably going to be the only Stranger Things set we get. We might not have another chance to get them. Or is it? Maybe they're planning another one and that's why we haven't gotten figures yet. Ooh, speculation. So now that we've shown off the figures in a very long and drawn out section of this video, let's move on to the set where I will try to speed things up and not take a ton of time. Although you guys know me, you know when I say I'm going to try to speed it up, the video usually ends up being like 30 to 40 minutes long. So I actually mean it this time. Let's really try to go through this set quick. So I'm sure you guys have already seen reviews on it. I just wanted to give my own opinion and thoughts on such a marvelous set like this. The display stand itself, I love it. I love the fact that it exists. I love that it's in the set. I love that it's just a little thing you can put off to the side. It adds to the display value quite a bit. You can just see you've just got some plates and studs and whatnot, building up this little area to put 4 figures on. You can put any figures you want on there, but it has you display the kids on the box, I believe also in this order, so that's just the way I went. We got the sticker, of course, the big Stranger Things logo, big emblem right there. A little nerve-wracking that one of the first instructions of the set is to have you build this display stand, and to put such a huge, such a titular sticker right on this gigantic plate. Right away, one of the first things you do is put on put on a sticker that's going to be one of the first things your eyes are drawn to when you look at the set. So that was a little nerve-wracking, but I think I did a pretty decent job lining it up right. I think it looks alright. If we just go to the back, if you can see the back of it's kind of just attached with a studs not on top technique. I'm sure you guys know all about that, how that works. If we go on to the actual set here, I will pull it over. And it is just, God, what a beaut this thing is, guys. This thing is just so cool. In fact, you know what? I don't want it to blend in with the box. So I'm going to move the box out of the way. Move the display stand over. Let's just get down and dirty with this thing, with this set. It is so cool. We start with just the grounds of Joyce Byers' house in the real world. You can see we've got Joyce right there. I can kind of take her out for a sec. And then a bike. It also does include a bike. I kind of forgot to show it with the display stand, but I just kind of keep it displayed in here along with the car. As you can see, we've just got some stepping stones and whatnot leading to the front door. We've got So a chair and then a little table and whatnot, just, you know, a bucket and then a bench. You've got Chief Hopper right here. Different various details leading into, like, onto the porch of Joyce Byers' house. We've got this little swinging chair right here, which is supposed to be an homage, I believe, to Evil Dead, when the chair keeps knocking into the side of the building. We've got Chief Hopper's car right here, which we will take a closer look at right now. Taking a closer look at this thing is very easy to see the influence Jaws had on the overall design of it. It has that very, you know, that very beach-like, that very, you know, beach town look to it. You know, with it being kind of like more of a Jeep type thing rather than a police cruiser, rather than being just like a standard car. I love the way this hood is attached. It's this really cool technique where it makes this part like stick out just a little bit less than a stud's high. So or a little, it makes it stick above these plates a little bit less high than a normal stud. Is what I'm trying to say. You know, it's just a very subtle raise, or a very subtle rise, but I just really like the look of it. We've got this cool tan border, some lights and whatnot right there with, you know, Hawkins Police Department printed, or not printed on there, it's a sticker, but some big tires to go through the rough terrain of Hawkins, Indiana. We've got this cool window, the cool continuation of the window with that black pattern on the sticker right there. There's the side. We'll take a look at the back right here with the lights, and then of course the license plate and the cool use of the gold bar bricks for the bumper. And there's the back of the window. Just a mirror image of the other side on this side. I really like the way these windows are attached sideways. There's that right there. We've got the mirrors on both sides. Similar technique with the gold bars right here for the bumper, and then the lights and the grill and everything. If you take a look, there's the lights right there, and the little this piece does actually just lift off the roof just like that. There's room for Chief Hopper to fit in there and get a clear look inside there with a steering wheel. It'd be easier if I do this. A steering wheel, little bars if there's a prisoner back there, and then a pumpkin to investigate from the rotting pumpkin fiasco from season 2 with the Mind Flayer, you know, infecting all the, you know, spreading its roots and infecting all the crops and livestock and whatnot. So that's what that's supposed to be a representation of. I like that new pumpkin piece. It's really nice. And then this piece does just rest on a set of 4 studs right up front right there. Just put that on. And as I said, you can fit Chief Hopper in there. I'm not going to put him in there just for the sake of time right now, but he does obviously just fit in a car. You know how studs work. And then there's an open stud at the bottom right there that allows you to place it into the this little area right here. So that way when you flip it to the upside down portion, the car stays securely locked in place. So that is very cool. Not even going to do a cut right there. Let's just kind of move along onto the set again. Just more rocks and whatnot on the on the front lawn and everything. And then there's the stud for the car, of course. We got our tall trees right here, which are really nice builds. You build those at the very end, and they're the exact same build, so it gets kind of tedious having to build this huge, you know, this very long process of a build of these 2 trees combined, and then having to do it for the other side as well, so that can get a little annoying. And just some nice foliage. I'll show you kind of more of this when we get there. As you can see, it just kind of rises up to the top, then just very nice build. I really like it. We'll take a look at the other one right now. You know, as I said, same build for both sides, but just really cool looking. Come on. There we go. Let's see for that side. I really like the look of the porch. I like that, you know, the columns and the numbers 149, their address. Then I love the this little whatever the pattern, the little boarded pattern or whatever that you have right there. Got some nice windows. We've got some windows that are boarded up or have newspapers covering them on this side from when Joyce goes crazy, or supposedly goes crazy in season 1. You got like a bench right there, and then, you know, different stuff I already showed you. And then the hole in the wall from when she cuts through with the axe when she's trying to reach Will. And the roof is built with a really nice pattern. You know, this is just standard studs, you know, built just right onto these columns. And then you've got these. It continues with these sloped bricks, which are, you know, plates that are then clipped onto the back and then set at an angle to kind of match the same slope look of these ones. So it all kind of forms together really nice. It's very seamless. You got some chimney stacks on either side. as well as a little, that's not one to focus, but just a little chimney or exhaust pipe or whatever that would be. But yeah, I'll show you. I can attach the car right now before we move on to the upside down section. As you can see, there's just the studs right there, and it just kind of clips right in like that. Let's see if I can do this on camera with one hand. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Am I like way off right now? Well, I was unsuccessful in my attempts, as you could probably see there. I'm not sure if I'm going to cut that part out or not, because it's kind of hilarious of me struggling to put this thing in. I might leave it in just for the sake of comedy. But yeah, you can kind of see it's clipped right in there. That car's not going anywhere. It might kind of sink a little bit like that when you turn it upside down, but for the most part, it should be nice and secure. So those are pretty much all the details for the exterior of this portion of the house. You know, there's the door, and there's just the windows. You know, not too much else to show you. I can show you guys the side, I suppose, if you want. But yeah, there's like a brick pattern right there, and there's the side of that one. And then on this side, actually, I almost forgot, similar build. You know, there's another window on that side. Come on, focus. On this side, we've got some missing barb posters. We've got one for the real tree right there, and then another one for the upside down tree. So that is pretty cool. It's not one to focus right now, though, unfortunately. Let's see, but I can show you guys actually just how secure that car is when we turn it over to the upside down. Let's see. Now I'm gonna put a cut here. We're just doing this freestyle. I have not done a set review in a long time, so I apologize. I'm not doing a very good job with this, but it is very, very simple to turn over. I find that the trees work best as the supports if you're carrying it, especially because they've got these sloped bricks that you can kind of grip your fingers under right here. These ones right here, it's kind of hard to show them, but I'll show you when we get to this section. So now that we are in the upside down, we will move over to the exterior details here. Where the car would be, we've just got some foliage and whatnot. I love the use of the dark blues on this section. And then some black rocks. I've got Will right there. I kind of did it where we've got Will and, I took Hopper out, but Will was right where Hopper was, and Joyce was right where the Demogorgon was, although I took the figures out. It looked cool though, trust me. But we can just take them out, I suppose. Got these cool little ore pieces, which I think are just supposed to represent the little dust, or the glowing glitter dust, or whatever that's flying in the air, whatever that's supposed to be, just to represent the sickly aura or whatever that permeates the upside down. You can see the ball joints kind of on the sides right here with the foliage that kind of hangs with gravity, just kind of showing the just that holds together in the set. And just some more vines in the ground. We've got the same stepping stones, but rather than in light gray, they're in light blue this time. The columns have some slime dripping from them as well. We've got the column with the house number on it, the address on it, and then some vines being represented by whip pieces on these two. Got the same swing, and then just different patio details. You know, that little table right there, the little bench, and then the bucket, this chair, and then this little table. And then we got some plants and whatnot, some overgrowth covering the windows. These are still boarded up as well, or not boarded up, but got the newspapers covering them. You see the trees on this side. We got some more slime hanging from these, which looks really cool. I like how it's all layered like that. This one right here, this one right here, that one right there, and then some vines hanging from the trees. We've got some dark blue plants hanging from the top there. You can see that's flattened out, so that way you can rest on either end, because the top of these ones are flattened out, and as are these ones. Same story on this side. Similar build, exact same build for the tree, I should say. And you can see the car just hangs there just fine. It's not going anywhere. It's hanging a little loose, but it's very secure. It'll be fine. And then the roof, I really like the inclusion of all the plants and everything. You can see those are being held in by those black sloped tile pieces, as well as the chimney, just like on the other side. And then the little smokestack thing. And if we turn it, we can also see we've got some vines like that one hanging out. And I think there might be, and it's hard to tell, I think there's one coming out of the front as well. Yeah, like right there, kind of. Oh yeah, right there. There it is. So that looks very cool. You can see the window, and then the sticker for the chimney on this side, rather than just being the brick pattern, also it has the vine overgrowth on it. And then if we turn it around, same story on the other side, although the lighting is horrendous over here, so I'm not even going to try to show you. But yeah, now that we've seen the outside, let's move on to the interior. Really, really love the way that everything was just mirrored in the back here. If we go into the front or the living room section of the real world version, you see we've got the door that of course does open. You know, it's meant to open from the inside. You've got the little stud right there to make it easier. We've got of course a table with a Will Byers missing poster. It actually says approximately like 1.5 inches tall, which I think is really funny, you know, like a minifigure size. We've got, of course, one of my favorite details, the little bear trap that Nancy and Jonathan put out to capture the Demogorgon, as well as Joyce's axe hanging from that, or kind of just leaning against that little box right there with Christmas lights in it. We've got some pictures hanging up on the wall. We've got the phone that Joyce constantly breaks, as well as, I think, Dustin in season 2. Somebody throws the phone in season 2 towards the end. I was just watching that episode the other night, and it was funny because it's like, man, Joyce goes through a lot of phones, doesn't she? We've got the alphabet wall, of course, on a sticker in the back. I would have preferred it not being a sticker, but given the small scale of this interior, I'm totally fine with it. And then I'd like that at least we have this little representation of the 3D lights kind of hanging right there. And then we've got a little light up brick with a little piece with a little outline in front of it, so that when you shine it, it kind of shines in little dots, or it only lights up certain letters. It would have been cool if it lit up the RUN for run, but I understand that would have been kind of complicated and hard to do, considering the light's not even shining on the R over there. But I still think it's really cool that they even did that in the first place, so I really appreciate that. We've got a little doorway entrance over here to just a little chair. I feel like this could have been implemented better than just a chair. I feel like this could have been the kitchen, because they're in the kitchen a lot. You know, it's kind of a common location of their house. So I feel like that could have been implemented better rather than just this little room with a chair. And then, what was that? Rules, their Dungeons and Dragons rule book. That's pretty cool. As well as a little plant we've got right there. And then the box on the back that has the Christmas light sticker, Xmas lights on the back. And actually the reason, it's kind of cool, the reason why the windows in the front have the newspaper over them is because that's where this giant plate with the alphabet wall is. So they would have to obviously cover that up. So I like that they improvised and used those stickers, or used the newspaper print to cover that up. So there's just kind of that room, you know, got some curtains and whatnot. Got Bob's video camera up here, Will the Wise hat, and we've got a stack of papers up here, which I just had to take it out because it is one of my favorite stickers in the entire set. We've got Will's drawing, of course, from season 2 of the Mind Flayer. That's super neat. Normally I wouldn't show you such like a small detail like that, but given that's such a cool little detail that I didn't even know was in the set until I watched Jangbrick's review of it, I'm just really cool that they actually included that. Moving on to Will's room, we've got the most detailed room in the set, which is unfortunately the hardest to show because it's so cramped and compact and dark in there. But of course we've got his radio, you know, from when they're listening to The Clash, you know, him and Jonathan. We've got stickers on the walls, you know, just different posters and whatnot from various sci-fi and fantasy stuff. We've got a lamp and all types of different things on the walls. I don't know, whatever that white thing is. A lamp, and then another lamp back there. He's got like 4 lamps in this tiny room. I don't know why it's so dark then. We've got a Jaws parody poster, which I think is really nice. And of course a very disheveled looking bed right here with a cool headboard look. And overall just a very neat design for that. So yeah, there is the real world version of the interior of the Byers house. Let's take a look at the upside down version. I should say I'm not cutting every time I have to turn the set over because the set is so fragile and I'm trying to hide that from you guys. It's just for the simple fact that I would need both hands to turn it over, meaning I would have to set the camera down and it's a little bit of a hassle. So bear with me here. As you can see on the front door right there, same thing. We've got a slime piece instead of a regular stud for the door handle. The alphabet wall is covered in vines. Just a very dead, sickly looking version of what this is. The alphabet wall has no colors, it's just all clear studs up there. The Will Byers poster, except in dark gray this time. Those are stickers, I should say, both of them. Instead of the bear trap, we've got this little pile of goop right here, which I think we can only assume is Demogorgon blood from when he steps in it. You know, maybe I think he didn't he go back into like the upside down or something after that, so maybe that's like his blood right there. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just a pile of goop just for the sake of putting something where that is, but I don't know. That's my little fan theory, if you will. We've got some more slime hanging from there. We've got some vines covering up where the details of the attic would be. You see the Dungeons and Dragons board, but in dark gray. Some more slime right there. The chair in dark blue as opposed to dark green, and I love this. Instead of this plant, we've got this little dead stem, this little rotting stem thing. And then, of course, the blinds and whatnot right there. Just super cool. I love that color contrast, just how dark and drab everything is. Even the phone, like, it's all in dark gray and opposed to the yellow. It just looks like they got the life sucked out of it. It's just super cool. And we got that same sticker right there. And then Will's room is just it's just so sad looking, man. He's got, of course, his bed is like in black and gray and dark blue this time around. He's still got the same stereo piece. That piece is actually no color change because it's gray, so you don't really need to color change it. Come on, I'm trying to focus in on it, but it's not wanting to focus. But yeah, just some more. You got the lamp and really all the same details except for on this side you've got some vines hanging from the ceiling. Same with this side as well. But yeah, overall, just kind of like I said, just like a stark contrast in terms of colors from the real world to the upside down. Such a creative way of doing this set. I really, really love it. So one of my best purchases I've made in a long time. I hope this review didn't go on for too long. But yeah, I think we've pretty much shown everything. So yeah, let's close out the video. Yeah, there it is, guys. There is the LEGO Stranger Things set. Absolutely love that they released this to bring me out of my LEGO retirement. As I said, my LEGO buying spree may actually continue with the new Jurassic Park Gate set. I'm still considering picking that up just because that first Jurassic Park movie is one of my top 10 favorite films of all time, and that set is a really, really cool display piece despite its overwhelming price. But yeah, and I would totally be down for picking up more Stranger Things sets if they make them. It's kind of like The Simpsons for me. It's one of those properties that I love so much, and the sets just make such great display pieces that even though every set they make is going to be giant and it's going to be, you know, probably very expensive, I'm still going to buy it. I've actually been coming up with some theories. One thing that I think would be really cool is if they did one set based on each season. So it's like they're planning 5 seasons, right? So in the end we would get like 5 Stranger Things sets. Because season 1 primarily takes place in the buyer's house, or that's like the main location. So I was thinking they could do like a set based off season 2 where it could be of the school. You know, you've got the school dance scene as the main interior build. You can also put in like a classroom for 11 to defeat the Demogorgon. And then they could continue with the upside down gimmick with each set, and the upside down could recreate that final shot from season 2 where you see the Mind Flayer hovering over the school. So, you know, you get like a brick build version of the Mind Flayer to put there. Season 3, we haven't seen season 3 yet, or at least not at the time I'm filming this. But it looks like season 3 is going to feature the Starcourt Mall as a primary destination, or as a primary, you know, area for them to hang out in. So, like, maybe we could see a Starcourt Mall set for season 3, including, you know, whatever figures are in certain scenes. You know, I don't know that quite yet. Like I said, I haven't seen it, but just kind of a little bit of a cool theory, a little bit of a cool thing I think they could do. You know, one set per season, maybe release it before the release of the new season, kind of like how, you know, this set came out right before season 3. Maybe before season 4 comes out, they could do a set based off season 2, or hopefully sooner, because it's probably not going to be like a year and a half until we see a season 4. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the set. I'm sure you've already seen reviews of it, much shorter ones than this, but I haven't put out a video since my Game of Thrones showcase. I've been too busy with summer classes. I don't know why I took summer classes. It was kind of a dumb mistake because they're taking up a lot of my time. But they're taking away my time from customizing. So I have not done a single bit of customizing since my Game of Thrones figures, I'm sad to say. But I would like to get back into it soon once those classes end mid-July. But for now, I figured this video would be a good, nice, long video to get out to you guys, just as some, you know, some content that you guys could see. And I really love this set, so I just wanted to review it. So let me know what you guys think of the set. Let me know what you thought of the review down in the comments. Let me know what videos you want to see, what customs you want to see. and I would be happy to oblige if it is something I am also interested in. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one. Peace out. Should I stay or should I go?